Come on, yo. Come on, yo. Slant, yeah, but isn't this the unplugged version? I don't know. I think it's the unplugged version. All right, Polly, let's go. All right, listen, y'all. Just go ahead and let the guest play. Come on, jeez. That's better. Gotta go.
Hey everyone, hey. Good day. What's happening? Saludos. Yeah, man. I was totally not expecting to go live until later tonight. We have a we have a fun show tonight. But I just saw this on Twitter. La Rena Crio tweeted it out. And we wouldn't be the Latino Slant if we weren't covering great stuff that's happening in and around entertainment, and that's what we do. So Johnny Legs slams the Oscars for lack of Latinx representation, claims the term people of color has been used has been used to more effectively erase Latinos. Josh from Bounding into Comics, that is a long headline, my friend, but give props to Bounding into Comics and Josh Berger. So before we get into the article, let me just say hello to a few people that are here and get this out, man, because this is completely last minute. Tonight we have a fun show, but I'll get to that afterwards. Hail Sven. Hola M. Dastardly. Hola to our Just Another Red Shirt member of the channel. Accidental Tourist, I haven't seen you for a minute. Another refugee from the cool. Yeah, man. I just wanted people to know that I'm gonna go live and chat about this. And RC from the NYC is here. I call Red Shirt. I think Red Shirt is a member because he's he's one of the Latino Slants wrenches, and he's like Mr. Latino Slant. So all apologies, but LQ3, ¿qué pasó? Keely, Dave Myers, Orale Dave. Hey, Casino Raid, and I need to interview you because this woman here is a corner. I want to have a corner on the show and talk about corner things, but that's another stream. Valiant Renegade. Let me do my Valiant Renegade look. Hey, I'm Valiant Renegade. And, things ain't right in Hollywood, and that's how I feel. Okay, Captain Trek, congratulations. 400, my friend. 400. CC Raid, orale, get the word out. I'm here. My name is Polly. This is your first time. Hear me roar. Ah! I do not like the Latinx term. Just so you guys know, even though I'm going to read word for word what is being read, that is not my MO. So low spec Linux laptop. Welcome. Luffy is God. Leguizamo has been talking about this for years. Yes! Thank you. And that was my only thing with La Rena, where she said in her tweet, oh, you're just now realizing this, John? No. Johnny Legs has been a fighter against this bullshit for decades. That's why we love Johnny Legs. Johnny Legs is the shit. You kidding me? Woo, boy. I don't even think anyone knows. He's been boycotting award shows. Oh, let me stretch. Let me stretch that shit out. Parrot Head. What's happening, Parrot Head? ¿Qué pasó, Parrot? Okay, everyone else is here. Diego, he's going to come on in a minute. One of my partners at Midnight's Edge Espanol, which is debuting next week. And who else do I got? Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, Romy got a role in a nice big role in CSI Vegas with Peterson. So that's dope. Yay, Romy. We love Romy. Hola el Punk 13. And he's never been afraid to let us. You got to understand, this guy comes from theater. He's been doing one-man shows since the late 80s. He don't give up about Hollywood as far as virtual signaling representation, which I have a little problem with the way the article is written with Bounding into Comics, but I'm glad they covered it. Hey, I liked him as a clown in Spawn. He actually Real Garbage in Magazine. Dude, Wes, how amazing was he in that film? I was going head to toe, toe to toe with the Eddie cast. Just how much I loved him in that film. Okay. Oh, my boy Jason is here. Oh, holler. My boy Jason is here. He knows, man. Jamar is a producer in the business. And we actually had him on our show last week with he's one of the producers of Monday. And we did a membership stream, and we'll show that to you guys soon. Anyways, glad you guys are here. Orale vato. And let me get this. Oh, you did not. That was not meant to guilt you. Dude, I love you, brother. I love you. Muchísimas gracias. But that was not. Okay. All right. Well, make sure you catch the rest of this because we're going to go into the story about John Leguizamo calling out the Academy. I know Jason is a huge Academy Awards fanatic and film fanatic. We go to see movies when we could. We would go see the movies together. Man, we went to the Cinerama Dome. Okay, we're going to start reading this story because I could just riff with you guys. Bounding into Comics by Josh Berger spawned an Ice Age franchise. Actor John Leguizamo was fairly disappointed to see that Latinx artists were not recognized by the Academy during the recent Oscars ceremony, going as far as claiming that the term people of color have been weaponized in order to erase Latinos more effectively. Leguizamo decided to share his frustration with his followers on Twitter, as he thought that it was unfair to see that no Latinos were amongst the artists to have been nominated in a major category at this year's Academy Awards. And this is from him. He says, "We're excluded again." Here he's quoting Jorge Ramos. "Only one Latinx actor, writer, and or director is nominated in a major category in 2021. That was the director, I believe, of the Black Messiah movie. And he's like Panamanian, which was great. But yeah, we're excluded again, reads the first post shared by Leguizamo on Twitter, which was made in a reply to an Instagram story posted by the official Real America with Jorge Ramos account that stated only one. We just said that. The post argued that Latinos are not given a fair chance when it comes to being represented by the Academy. No shit. Despite the 2021 ceremony being regarded as the most diverse in history. Por favor. Oh God. Help me, Lord, help me. Control my rage. I gotta control that rage. Let's you know what? We have a new member here. Let's just give him some love real fast. And then we got a couple buddies here, so we'll get to that. But let's get to we do have a new member, and let's give that new member some doggy love. Where you at, perro? Oh, hello there.
Hello.
I'm joined by Dieguito from Midnight Edge Espanol and Tom of Midnight Edge. Hail.
Donut eating.
I envy you so much. I quit donuts for Easter and now I cannot eat them anymore.
Okay, we gotta buy you a lamp, hombre. You're like, your room is lit up, and I've told you need a
Can I
pinche lamp
suggest
in front of your face.
a
I
red lamp?
bring down the lamp. Just I need to
there
get a small
there you
lamp.
go. Get that
Yeah, I
lamp.
know. I need to get the small lamp.
No,
Just that
that's the lamp from A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
Way.
It's fragile.
Fragile.
Chile.
Oh, that's
Major
hilarious. Man.
Lord.
That's hilarious. And Culture's here. Hey, Polly, rock and roll. Give us the news. I've been reading the news, man. And like I said, Johnny Legs has been on the forefront of calling shit out for decades, and I've always
a bit better.
Much better. I've always been a huge fan. I've seen his Broadway work in person. Of course, I've seen some of his films. I just invited him to this thing. So Johnny Legs, if you're here, man, let me know. I'll give you the link, hombre. Did you guys catch anything of what I just read?
Well, I read the article when you sent it over to me. Me and Pablo, but also was hearing a bit of what you were saying, including you trying to not rage too much.
The whole thing of diversity in pinche the Academy is it's an ABC checklist, and they're not addressing the real problem, right? You really want true diversity and great stories. You gotta let people in like Kenneth Castillo, these independent directors that have been doing the thing outside of Hollywood, and let them direct some shit, let them write some shit. Once that is done, then there's the trickle down. You're gonna get everything you wanted. But it's the same garbage of saying we're gonna do a Latinx version of National Treasure, but we're gonna write it because we know everything about the Latinx experience. They're DACA, they're diverse, and they're what's the word? Oppressed. That's us.
They also understand the nuance of the complicated relationship between the Latino man and his mother.
yeah. Nice. Got a couple of. Let me hit these really quick. Eric O'Sullivan, $25. Orale, amigo. I see your T-shirt. Bring the subject on. I've been waiting to hear Polly chime in. Mil gracias. What, on being the dog father? I am the dog father. Thank you for that awesome gift, Eric. Valiant Renegade, and he's a member of the channel. $5 for the good impression. You need a zigzagger hat though. LOL. I don't do those little. Valiant does a little fucking hats where he crumples the bill. See, I come from the Vato land, man. We do things right. Sorry, guys.
And it's not only you. It's also here in South America. Most of us don't like to get our caps like that. Like put it like that. Yeah. We also like it as flat as possible.
Tom, do you wear caps?
Yeah, but I hate the snap brim. It's got to be a ball cap.
Oh, okay. So yeah, this is a snap. And I need to get a.
Well, and I hate it the flat bill. It's got to be.
Oh, you don't like the flat?
Fuck no, I hate that shit. The snap's not so bunch of
problems. I could tell the flat bill won't work, won't look good on you. I see your point, bro.
Hell no.
Yeah. Okay, so let us jump back. Let me jump back into the story here. Let me share it again. Crap. Thanks for joining me, guys. Thanks for coming on by. We're not going to go long. We'll read this out, get some opinions, and then we have the big karaoke show tonight. Ooh.
How many single guys are lining up for that?
Those two women are single, by the way.
That's why I remember when you heard the thing you said. It's like they were single, and I'm thinking everybody's going to go and line up.
That's a whole nother onda. Okay, back to Johnny Legs slamming stuff. The 2021 Oscars are being hailed as the most diverse in history. Blech. With one notable exception, Latinx are underrepresented, continuing a record of lack of recognition. At the Academy Awards, reads the Post, referencing Benicio del Toro's 2000 Best Supporting Actor win for his role in Traffic. The Panamanian director Shaka King is the only Latinx actor, director, writer nominated for in a major category of this year's Academy Awards. You guys got anything to say?
I would say first the sheer hypocrisy of it all. I mean, the awards in general.
Yeah, I love Shaka Khan.
Shaka King.
Shaka
Black-
Khan. Shaka Khan.
He's a black Panamanian brother.
What? Not
Yeah.
Shaka Khan?
Like Afro Latino. He directed that Black Judas, Black Messiah, whatever it's called, that movie.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
In reference to the only Latino that was nominated.
Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan.
Let me rock you, Shaka Khan. Let me rock you. That's all I want to do. Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan. Let me rock you, Shaka Khan. Let me rock you. Let me feel for you. Let me take
this is not surprising, especially considering I was trying to find the report and I can't find it, but somebody brought it up the other day where it had an audience breakdown of the diversity in the audience, and like 50% of it is white. And then another roughly 25% of it is Latino, and another roughly 25% of it is black. And then the rest is made up of the rest of the minorities in the country. But that's primarily the audience in the US, believe it or not. So John's in the right here to be bitching.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I don't like, though, is this whole idea of awards being given on ethnicity. That's a problem we've had creeping into the awards now for the last few years. And specifically, this is the first year, I believe, or next year, whatever year it is, they're supposed to start those draconian rules on the Oscar films to where, oh, yeah, I mean, it's going to be, if you thought the movie awards were boring this year, like, just wait. All the movies that are going to be nominated are shit that nobody's ever heard of.
I mean, I think technically, if I remember, like, all you got to do is have, like, a person of color in one of the departments in your film's fine.
Well, it's a big breakdown, and they actually had the breakdown, I think, on their website. But it's like you can do one or the other of all these different things, and it's like, yeah, but you have to have a certain percentile of this and that and the other, and it's
right. But Tom, so like, because I'll throw the question out to like Noemi Gonzalez and to some other people that we know in the business, and they're like, look, it's an overreach. It's going to balance itself out. Give it a chance. And I'm like, I'd rather that we put the pressure on studios to greenlight some really good scripts that happen to be by Latinos or whatever. But you go back to that thing of like the Latino audience being like the second biggest in the States. We talked about this. They love action. They love macho shit. They love Schwarzenegger. They love The Rock. This shit, none of this shit they like. Okay, let me keep reading, guys, and we'll get to some of you people here. Leguizamo didn't stop there, since he felt the need to virtue signal a little bit more, congratulating his black fam and Asian bros, while adding some statistics to really drive his point home and push the oppressive narrative even further. He says, "I'm so happy for my black fam and Asian bros and sisters and women, but I can't help mourn our absence," the Spawn actor said. We've been here for 500 years and before.
Really? They use Spawn?
I know. Josh, it's like, come on, Josh. That's
He's been in a hell of a lot bigger movies than Spawn.
Ice Age, I think, is more known than Spawn at this point.
I was going to say, at this point, I would use like Ice Age. You're right. That's a much better.
He said Ice Age, and then he was in Carlito's Way.
Okay, all right. Well, still. He was also in John Wick, for fuck's sake.
Fucking John. He's great in John Wick.
Yeah.
It could be that
he was in Bloodline. The point is, he's John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let me finish this sentence, guys. We've been here for 500 years before. We are the largest ethnic group, 68 million. Can you imagine the amount of unanswered dreams and wasted talent? I can. Go ahead, guys.
No, we're listening.
I don't think it's virtue signaling when you're shouting out your black fam and Asian bros. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. But that's just me. John's, I don't know the man, obviously. I just know him by his actions. He's always been at the forefront calling shit out. I don't see him as a virtue signaler.
Can I say something that this connects with something that Culture said yesterday?
No. Go ahead.
Okay. The authority. No, I was gonna say but I think also the fact is that maybe it's because since we've been seeing this and many people have been fighting it for so long, sometimes you see sort of ghosts in places where they're not there necessarily. It's not exactly the same thing, but because John Leguizamo is saying like using certain words and using certain phrases, it sort of triggers people, and so when he's writing this, maybe he's also taking that and it sort of gets him into the flow.
Hey, it's not a big deal. I'm just saying, it's just my opinion. It's not a big deal. And want to thank everyone for being here. Thank you. Send out the link, all that stuff. I'm joined by Tom and Diego. Diego Flores is one of our newest members of Midnight's Edge Espanol. We launch next week, and we're gonna have a hell of a lot of fun. Okay. And Hector was wondering if this is the Latino Slant.
Okay, my breakdown was I was off by 10.
Oh, tell me
about that. It's 63% white, 17% Hispanic, 12% African American, then 6% Asian, and then the rest is other. So there you go.
That sounds kind of low.
It does seem low, but that's a general breakdown.
It actually matches
Latinos,
the 2019 census almost.
Yeah, and then as far as
no, we're bigger than that.
There's one spot where Latinos are very high, and that is in video on demand. They're actually 21% of the market.
There you go. That makes sense. Yeah, because they still do DVDs and Blu-rays and shit.
Yep.
Or then the videos on demand. Cool. All right. In an interesting and to be honest,
that's the one Willie sent me in, but I found a couple of years back, but I had to go get this one for this year. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Let me read on. In an interesting and, to be honest, quite surprising turn of events, Leguizamo decided to go even further and suggest the term POC is way too inclusive for its own sake, even. I don't know why this is surprising. Again, Josh, I don't think you maybe haven't really checked in Leguizamo's career. And like I said, he's been boycotting shit for years. This ain't new! But I like you, Josh. I don't know who you are, but I'm glad you wrote this. And the term POC, even though it is so inclusive, has become a weapon to exclude us. Imagine that. The term people of color being overused and lofted to the sky by Hollywood.
Just wait. You're going to be considered too white before too long, Paulie.
Don't go there, Tom, because
you know what I'm saying, though, right? And that's kind of what I think partially what John maybe. I mean, he's not saying specifically, but it's kind of what it's leading towards. You're right. Like the Latino culture, the Latino, you're going to get that point where they're like, oh, that's not people of color. That's still white, and that was kind of the whole thing for a lot of Asian cultures too. For a while was it's still too white until recently when it was all stop the Asian hate. Remember that too? Because there was a lot of times where they would exclude certain parts of Asia when it came to POC, which I fucking hate as a term as well.
Yeah. I mean, me and Lorena, everyone, we've gone over this ad infinitum, man, with that term. But listen, let me finish. Let me keep reading. No. I love it, guys. I love it. That's why you guys are here. And the term where did I leave off? And the term POC, even though it is so inclusive that it has become a weapon to exclude us and erase us better and more effectively. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Latinx, the actor added in response to his previous tweet. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Latin, did I misread it? Okay. Leave it to woke leftists like John Leguizamo to call out their own kind when it comes to virtue signaling. There's a difference between being woke and being awake. And, this is where I got Leguizamo's back, dog. I'm considered, I'm left. I'm a leftist. I'm liberal, right? But I don't fall for these liberal games, these woke games, and neither does Johnny Legs. And I think you're doing him a disservice and a little disrespectful there, Josh, in calling him a woke leftist. We actually should be praising any celebrity on any level that's saying anything out of the fucking norm right now. Sorry about that, guys. I know I don't curse a lot, but I am sorry.
You're very worked up by this, Paulie.
Well, I'm a big fan of Leguizamo and of Luis Guzman, who last month came out and spoke out against the other health issues in the Latino community other than the CUF, because that's a killer. But here are the real killers, right? And we talked about this, Tom. Alcoholism, suicide, homicide, heart issues. So anyways, suggesting that the term people of color, which is already unbearably progressive, has been weaponized in order to erase Latinos more effectively is quite the bold statement. It's not, man. Josh, it's not. We just said this. It's not a bold statement. That's what being awake is like back in the 90s when people of color or even being politically correct meant something totally different. And it's been morphed and turned into all this. And people are going off in the chat, but I want to get to the panel. You guys got anything to say?
I think there is something deeper to all this discussion, okay? Especially because I think Johnny Legs touched something that not many people talk about, and it's the fact how sometimes we debate about the left's views and agenda and policies and whatnot, correct? There is something I remembered from school, and I just checked it out, and I remember this, what they do about POC, what he's saying, how about they eliminate a group's identity per se in perception. It's something the Soviet Union actually did in the during most of its history. It's like they actually took groups and named them all under the same name, and they basically said, okay, you're the majority, so you have to homogenize the rest of them to be exactly like you because we don't have time to handle the rest. Things like that. They sort of statewide force people to be either assimilate to a group that we accept or bye-bye. It's like, I feel it's touching a lot. What he's saying and what's happening is touching a lot to similar ideas of that. I think the idea is becoming such a monolith in itself that it's sort of, they say it's to help, and at the same time it's to make it simpler for all of us because we don't have the time to actually try to understand nuance and subtlety about cultures.
I want to make sure. Okay, I got another from a member here at the Latino Slant, RC from the NYC. Gracias for the $5. Another Latino winner was Viola Davis's personal makeup artist, who was born in Spain, won an Oscar for makeup, and won Dancing Abuela. Please. Oh yeah, you got it. Okay, I'm like, wait a minute, what? Here you go, RC. Muchísimas gracias, RC from the NYC. Thanks for being a member here at the Latino Slant. We got a new member as well, just another red shirt. Thanks for all the people coming from Culture Casinos Tuesday Tirade. My name is Paulie. This is Latino Slant. I'm joined by Tom from Midnight's Edge, the man Tom. And how was that donut, Tom?
It was good. And I want to remind everybody that I think the problem here is that John played an Italian once in the Mario Brothers movie.
That's where it all began, with this
the problem
Tommy
here.
bullshit.
And let's not forget his last name is more Italian sounding than anything.
It is very Italian. I always thought he was. I did not know.
Johnny Legs.
I'm a racist. No, I'm
he's a
kidding.
racist. He's
No, I think I didn't really give a shit.
Yeah. Well, he's
honest with you,
he's
ever.
He's so freaking talented that he played Benny Blanco from the Bronx. And,
honestly, I've never really thought of his ethnicity unless he brought it up. And honestly, I don't think it ever even became a thing to me, like I was even aware of until like The Pest.
Right.
I think.
Oof. Say that.
Yeah, which
Now,
is probably
you want to have problems with John Leguizamo? That's where you start with the past. Sorry, brother, if you're watching this, no, man.
Yeah, that was a bad
Come
move.
on, Johnny. Come on, Johnny. What the hell were you thinking? Luffy
sure.
is God says, I take real offense when people assume John is virtue signaling. John is multicultural and has always been outspoken on the subject. I followed him for years. You know, but there's something to be said, guys. You know, what RC said is that, you know, these fucking awards, man, they make you like they starve you into where, you know, you find that one Latino, that one person that you had maybe the same last name, and they're nominated for a song or makeup, and you're like, God, we're there, we're you know, at least we made it there. And I don't know, man. You know, that's always really upset me. You know, but you know, I think in those categories, whatever those categories are, you know, people have worked really hard to get there. So it is an award show, guys. All right, let's go back to this. We are changing this, hermanas and hermanos, read Leguizamo's tweet. Then he added, keep being you, alongside an image that read, Latino people face a double challenge to create our own positive self-images while battling against the way the broader society portrays us. And that's the thing. I got Johnny's back, but I don't always agree with him. And I don't always agree with 100% with what Mrs. Slant says or what Tom says or Diego says. That's okay. I don't see.
That's probably a good idea because I say some pretty stupid shit.
Latino people face a double challenge to create our own positive self-image while battling against the way the broader society portrays us. I mean, he's got balls, man. I really appreciate that he's even being at this. I love him to death. I love him. What do you guys got to say? Go ahead.
I think it's true what he's saying. In the end of the day, I mean, especially the whole idea of the double challenges as a culture, because it's not only there. It's something that also happens here in South America. We do have this idea where sometimes we have one standard that we feel that we have to match up culturally speaking, but at the same time, it's like we want positive images, and still we sort of sabotage ourselves. And I think it's a sort of the human condition. Always at the end of the day, it's always trying to get this good idea of who you are, but at the same time, it's like we fall under stereotypes, and stereotypes exist, unfortunately, because it's the things that happen as part of the norm, and then they're exaggerated, and they become something accepted, and nobody really questions it, and it sort of perpetuates an idea or a concept. Like here in Peru, for example, the idea, as we joke around, we talk about how we're good at piracy. You know, that's a joke we run around, but it's something that I feel it sort of denigrates us, and we don't ever try to go above it. And I feel it's the same thing. It's like that. It's like we fight trying to make ourselves better, but at the same time, we sort of don't do it that well.
There are some really cool bootlegs out of Mexico. I will say that.
The best is what the hell is wrong with Shellback?
You know, it's funny. Look, Paulie, I'm surprised that you're not fighting me on this because if I remember right, like that's one of John Leguizamo's best video sellers, like for some fucking reason.
You know, when I saw
for some reason
he
mentioned that at some point, I think.
Yeah. You know, let's save that for movies to lose your friends by, and we can because I haven't seen it in such a long time, but I know I didn't like it.
I don't even think I've ever got through it all. Like after that first 15, 20, I'm like, I can't take this shit no more. I love John Leguizamo, but I have no idea what he's doing here.
Let's give a gift. Thank you for this regalito for $9.99. It's Courtney. I definitely never thought Johnny was Italian. LOL. And I praise you probably for standing up for what you believe in. And whether you're referring to me or Johnny, it's Courtney. Hey, you got to stand up for what you believe in. And
he's Luigi Mario.
He was a really good Luigi. He's a New Yorker, so that's why he was so good in that character, man. That was so good in that character. For many years, Johnny Legs was, people thought Johnny Legs was Puerto Rican. I thought he was Puerto Rican forever, man. Yeah. Billy Blanco. No, it's Benny Blanco. Benny Blanco from the Bronx. Hey, I thought it was Belly. Isn't it Benny?
If I
Or
would have
maybe it's
cared
the
to notice,
pronunciation.
I would have thought he was East Indian.
What the fuck?
What?
Shut Tom. Dee Dee Myers, a good member here at the. She's Dee Dee is he's a general here.
I
Pest is
can't
one of my.
even keep a straight face anymore.
The Pest is one of my favorite movies. Really?
Like I said, it's a popular film on video. I get it with kids. I can see why. I mean, he's a living cartoon in that movie, but I'm with Paulie on this one. It's not his brightest moment.
It's Courtney say meant to Paulie for standing up for Chibillion. Okay, Courtney, that makes sense. And Rick Sanchez, PhD. I agree with Tom. He has some harsh words for Highlander Endgame. It's the best Highlander ever made.
The fuck?
Oh
Rick.
God, Tom is triggered.
Oh my God, we got.
You're trolling me now.
He really is.
I'm
He really is.
Not even gonna acknowledge him. All
right, let's finish the story.
I love you though, Rick.
The point Leguizamo is trying to make is definitely difficult to make out. It's not, Josh. He says Latinos have been excluded, but he doesn't seem to understand that an award nomination, whichever this award may be, should not favor race over talent. This is the duality of this American existence. That's exactly it. It exactly makes sense.
Well, I think the point you're making here is it's not John's fault that the rules have been set now. Mm-hmm. And it's like, if you're going to be inclusive for all, you have to be inclusive for all. Right. And he's not saying that these people should have won these awards.
No, he's very smart.
Overlooked on the nominations, basically, right. and how they're not even being considered, probably.
Yeah, and he even gives him props, but he's very careful around that. This is what he's talking about is Latino representation. You know, and I say before there's representation in award shows, major award shows for Latinos, there needs to be some really caliber Latino, movies and TV shows. What's even more amusing is the fact that only Hollywood celebrities seem to actually care about the Oscars, especially in recent years, since the interest general audiences had in the award ceremony has seen quite we know that it's declining. And he's a celebrity. He's a celebrity, but he knows the importance too of just as far as what the Oscar, what a Latino winning an Oscar, what a big deal that is in the Latino community, and what a positive thing that could be. So it is a big deal to some people. Mm-hmm. As reported by TV Line, the Oscar. We know you guys already went over this. I don't want to go over that. What do you guys make of John Leguizamo's claims about Latino artists being excluded from the Oscars? Is the woke term people of color actually used as a weapon to erase Latinos, like Leguizamo suggests? Okay, well, all right, there you go. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Bounding into Comics. And what do you guys in the chat think? And Tom and Diego, what do you think, Diego? You think it's a term?
Again, as I said before, I feel is that it has become a monolithic term that's just used now, like to put everything in a single box, and so it doesn't give itself the ability or the flexibility to actually be some truly representative. It's just now becoming a tool where it's like, okay, it's like, you're white, no, you're here, that's it. There would be no more distinction aside from that, and it's damaging in many senses. It's like, and they don't measure the whole idea that it's actually damaging because of how it homogenizes everything. And one of the fortitudes of Latino culture in general is the fact that how diverse it is on its own. I mean, just the sheer fact, look the difference between you, who was born and raised in the U.S., right?
See?
And so you have a different culture against people who are born in Mexico to, for example, how Mexicans have a different culture to Peruvians and vice versa, And there's such a nuance and subtlety between our cultures, but because they put us under this title of POC, it sort of tries to homogenize everything under stereotypes, unfortunately, I think.
Right. Tom? No? Okay.
No, he's right. And not only that, I agree with John up until the awards part, because I don't think the awards part is the important part here. Like, I mean, that part of the article is partially true. It's more so that John's on point with the Latino community is definitely misunderrepresented in films. If anybody has a gripe about being misunderrepresented in films, it's them. And it definitely, if you look at that breakdown that I brought up, and here's the actual breakdown I think I can bring up here on screen.
Yep, please. Here, let me real fast. Luffy is God says Latino Slant. He's not saying Latinos should get awards based on race, but since Hollywood is giving out awards based on race nowadays, it's strange that they left out the Latinos again.
That's what I was saying before. Yeah, but I think the more important,
I don't think he wants that. He doesn't want.
He's kind of saying that, but I think he's more so saying what I'm saying. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry,
yeah, no, I think we're all agreeing on that. Is he's using these award shows to really, and what he's always done, guys, he's always pointed the finger back at Hollywood. In your horrible portrayals of Latinos, stereotypical, and you see these great actors that have had to take these roles for decades, and we're still doing that shit's still going on. Mrs. Slant, she didn't want to do it. She didn't want to do it. I'm gonna single me out. She didn't want to do it, but it was a little tight. About 2 years ago, Dear John called her back. There's like, we want to use the same actors from season 1. So you were a judge in season 1. Can you do the maid in season 2? They call you. What are you going to say, right? And she's had a prolific career, by the way. And this is no slight on the people at Dear John, but inevitably, we've all have played those roles, right? Do those get those don't get the nominations? Those don't get the kind of press that you want? All right, yeah, I'm pretty heated up.
No, and you have every right to be. I mean, and because looking at this breakdown here, like I was saying before, is when Latinos make up that much of the viewing audience, it's not fair that they're not even that represented on film.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, as I said before, I'm not for the most part, probably pre-2010 cinema has always been pretty diverse. We've all been pretty, we brought up the points where there's been plenty of times where the wrong actors probably playing a race they shouldn't be.
Yeah. But,
you've even conceded, like with La Bamba, like at the time, who else was going to really play Richie? The guy that was originally going to play him, I forgot the name. He was too old by then. The actor from Blood In, Blood Out and a few of the other films that he was in with those guys.
Uh-huh.
And then, so they brought in Lou Diamond Phillips, who wasn't Latino, but he still fit the role.
Yeah.
And he became a star off that and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, again, where are these movies? Selena's a movie that I can't believe did not outgross La Bamba. The show's doing fairly well, but again, there's no representation out there. I think that's a real argument to be made. I mean, because that's one thing, that is really, truly, honestly underrepresented.
Well, and then also too, like, how many Selenas do we have?
That's my point. Is there's not, yeah.
Can't just keep doing the same shit.
Exactly. So what do we, we've even talked about, them revamping, the Richie Valens story, but you can't just keep doing the same 3 stories over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
There's more stories to tell.
That's why I love having these Latino directors on our show, and then
absolutely,
Alejandro Marin is going to come on next week, part of the festivities. His movie Monday, it was like the whole 9 yards, and there was all kinds of people in it. It was awesome. It was modern, it was everything, and it was produced by Robert Rodriguez's company. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, no one wants this. I don't want people to be eligible, but just because you got to fill a quota. Diego,
Paul, could you put it's Courtney's comment highlighted, because I think it does touch into something very important.
this one.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
This one. This is also, for some reason, I would start seeing people of color was racist. Maybe I'm ignorant, but back in the day, wasn't colored person bad to say?
It's bad to say now.
Yes, I mean, I think it's the fact that nobody sees sort of the connotation and sort of the history of the expression in the U.S., especially, where you're using a word that's now just, it seems rearranged from what it was before, almost. And basically, they're still using it till this day. And even it's the people who say, no, we have to be inclusive. We have to be, everybody has to be under the same tent. No, it's like, it's the hypocrisy of it all that's sort of killing a lot of things. And especially in entertainment, it's killing a lot.
See, Tom, then there's those guys that really get, they really get it. Rodriguez. He takes care of his own, but then his world is everyone. So where he'll have Willem Dafoe play a drug lord in Once Upon a Time in Mexico. He'll do Alita Battle Angel, and at the same time, produce these little film, but not little, but these low budget films with Latino filmmakers. He walks a walk.
And also, I just saw something about the whole makeup of the awards, how they establish it from now on. Okay, as far as they mention it. Okay, they have to have 30% representation of underrepresented groups, but they could theoretically only have one single Latino in the entire, like every single one of the categories, have one single Latino that's not on screen, or maybe a little bit on screen, and that's it. And the rest, they can fill it up with whatever they want. If they want a bunch of women, they can do it. They want a bunch of African Americans, they can. It depends on what they want. It's sort of because it opens it up like that. It's sort of makes it even more of a stronger argument. What Johnny Legs was saying, how it's like, yes, you're using a term that at the end of the day, and a structure that allows you to basically homogenizes, and okay, there is the guy over there on the corner. That's it. We don't need anymore.
Yeah. I mean, this brings up a lot, and I think that's what Johnny Legs was telling the Academy and telling Hollywood. He called out the Academy because they're an easy target, and I mean, what a baller, man! What a fuck. It gets my blood boiling where I can't sit. Because man. Let's just let's hit the chat. Let's see what the chat's thinking.
Lorraine is right here in the chat.
Luffy's is God. Historically, it's strange that we haven't got more Latino representation. Cultures like the Maya and the Inca are more important part of human history. Well, you had Apocalypto.
Yeah. That was something.
It was something, all right. Hector's been chiming in a lot. LOL, people should not be a color or race. You are just yourself. That is why you can tell they are racist. Okay.
Well, here's the problem though with that is you can't have it both ways. Either you need to make it okay to where everybody can do everything, and there's not going to be this big issue of, a white person playing a black role being played by a Hispanic, etc., etc. You need to get beyond that kind of stuff one way or the other, or you need to just kind of, I don't know how to put this, but this arbitrarily trying to do that is what's destroying the industry. It's not allowing actors to act. I mean, as much as, we may have an issue with something like Lou Diamond Phillips playing Richie Valens. My point at the time was he was, and you brought it up too, Paul, it was like he was the best choice for the role. Like it didn't matter. Outside of the fact that, he looked the part, he at the time had the charisma, and that's shown because he became a star. And I mean, it wasn't so much just the movie, it was the fact of who he was. And again, I mean, if you asked him now, he would probably tell you that, oh yeah, it should probably go to a young Latino actor, most likely. And I mean, that makes sense. But at that time, it was just a different industry. But considering the fact that, 90% of the rest of the cast is made up of Latino actors, I think that's a big win right there. I mean, considering a lot of the other shit we get nowadays has nobody in it. I mean, name one, like you said, here's the thing, Paulie, is like, I gave you shit for naming Pedro Pascal last year of your actors or whatever. But he's number one on all the lists too. Why? Because he makes the most money, because he's been in the most shit. That shouldn't be the gauge for it, though. And that was the point I was getting at in the argument on that show, was all these other actors you picked are much better than him. The only reason you picked him is the same reason that everybody else is picking him, is because he's basically the most popular, in the sense that he's gotten the most work. Which it shouldn't be that way. And most of the rest of your list, sadly, they were mostly known for one thing and one thing only. That's the other fucking problem. You have way too many people that are only known for one thing, and that's not right. We need to expand on that. And that's where, like, there were so many of those young actors you brought on that list that it's like, why aren't they working more? Is because they're not being represented in film. They are being underrepresented.
I will say, one of the guys that we picked, Raul Castillo,
yeah,
I think it was 6 or 7. He's going to be in Army of Zack Snyder's Army of Darkness.
Yeah. I did see the trailer for that. Yeah,
he looks great. He looks cool. He's got a great look. But you're right. Because it would have been easy for me to add like the Salmas and the Eddie Almoses, but it's like, I was trying to.
What have they done lately?
Right. And I'm also trying to, like, spruce some new generation up as well. Yeah. So Hollywood, if you got some Latino shit, you should hire the Latino Slant as the official Latino curators for Hollywood, because we know what the fuck we're talking about. Anyone who you guys that's hired out there, as far as now I'm gonna start talking shit. No, but seriously, I know. So it's just like with you, Tom. They're lurking and watching and taking notes. So,
actually, there's something that I've been thinking about the awards in general currently. How it exists, right? It's the fact that the awards, I feel, the nature of the awards, even though it's a very commendable idea to, of course, give recognition to those actors and actresses who have, one way or another, impacted the movie or the industry as a whole at times. I feel the nature of its own existence sort of makes it open to these kinds of situations where then after how they become, because they're the arbiters of what is, let's say, deserving an award, right? Like how Tom mentioned before yesterday, how Peter Jackson, he only got his Oscars finally at the end after Return of the King, because they couldn't have him winning every single time. And it's the same thing. They decide also, there's sort of who wins, who doesn't, who wins at the very end of the career, or decides who wins because of this kind of role. And usually the people in power, the people who produce it or whatnot. It's because I just saw a documentary that talked about how the Grammys are no longer relevant, and how he explained the fact that at the beginning of the award ceremony for the Grammys, they couldn't even tolerate rock and roll. They thought it was urban music, and that was it, and it wasn't deserving an award. And so
I'm sure they treated rap the same way. And I mean,
exactly, they also did the
first
same
heavy
thing.
metal award went to friggin'
Run
DMC.
Aerosmith.
No, I can't think of their name now.
Well, real fast, this is the person that started it all today. La Reina Creole, you troublemaker, you. Posting that up.
Jethro Tull. I couldn't think
Jethro Tull. But listen, we got a great stream going because of this. And I thank Lorena for tweeting that out. I love Johnny Legs. I think he's fantastic. If they make a West Side Story, I'm gonna scream, brother. Scream.
I was gonna bring that up. I'm like Darth Haster. Wow. How do I break this to you?
Do it hard. Do it quick.
Not only have they made it, it's done.
It's been done. It actually was supposed to come
hasn't
out
been
like
released yet.
Yeah, it's been delayed by over a year. It's really, that's on a side note with that. I put the reaction trailer up yesterday on it of the teaser, And I got it from both sides. Latinos and non-Latinos were like, why are you messing with this classic? Right. And I know a couple other people have as well. And I said, well, if anything, right? If anything, Latinos are playing Latinos in the damn film. You know, Natalie Wood, love her to death, but she wasn't Puerto Rican. George Chakiris, love him to death. Great Bernardo. He wasn't Puerto Rican. You know, it looks good. I think it looks good. I think it's odd that Spielberg would remake it. The cinematography looks incredible. It's a teaser, so you didn't see anyone sing yet. And then it's coming out the same year as In the Heights, which is like, for lack of a better word, an original Latino version of, like a New York musical. You know what I'm saying, Tom? So now we have 2 Latino musicals coming out. If you can say that a West Side Story is.
Yeah, it
All
is.
right.
I mean, it's kind of the original, isn't it?
I mean,
the
yeah,
Latino Romeo and Juliet musical, ain't
correct. Latino Irish.
it? Or Latino Irish, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Sharks versus the Jets.
Yeah.
I love that
game.
I love that. I love that game. If you stop, I mean, when's the last time you played Cobra Kai? It's been a long time.
I haven't had a chance, man. We've been so ramping up, and
yeah, we're kind of busy.
Busy. I mean, and I was up till the butt crack of dawn editing a video that we haven't dropped yet because we had to get it in for Skillshare and stuff. So yeah, I've been just.
But is it woke? It's still set in the 50s, so it's still gonna pertain to those racial issues. So I don't know, Darth.
I'll tell you right now, my first impression is more of a why, because it looks so much like the original that you're just like, but what did you do that was new? What did you bring to the table that was different? And I'm just not seeing it.
All right, Scott, you take care, man. Have a good rest of your day, brother. Yeah, didn't you say there was almost like the same
almost the same exact shot looking up at the terrace or whatever you call it?
Right.
Basically, you're saying it's a shot-for-shot remake of the original?
I wouldn't say shot for shot, because there was that overhead shot I don't recall in the original that I think was more of a dolly shot. But like, you got to remember, it's been like maybe 20 years since I've seen West Side Story.
I've seen it. I see it once a year. That's my go-to once a year. Like,
I have it. I just haven't. I actually just bought it the other day in 4K. Ooh. They have it on Vudu on 4K for like really cheap. So I was like, oh fuck it, I'm grabbing that.
This is important, guys. Speaking of woke, Polly, can you play the Wokoso shirt model video? Absolutely. Your will is my command. And Lorena, since you are here, I need to get this to you, my love. We got to get this shirt to you. I think Lorena would look amazing.
All right, Polly, let's go.
Oh, it's like an actual jersey. I didn't notice that the first.
Yeah, it's a soccer jersey.
All right, listen, y'all. Just go ahead and let the guest know. Come on, jeez.
RC, yeah.
Get ready. RC will be the first one in the chat in today's stream.
Who is that model?
Again.
That is Monique and Ashley. Speaking of Latino representation, done right? Huh? What's that?
You got her digits?
Yes, I do. And she's single, and she'll be live on the show tonight. But you're doing the high council,
I know,
Mr. Big Guy, Mr. Big Time.
Yeah, I know. I'm in demand. Just tell her that shit. Like, talk to
Tom,
me.
I already told you. You have to discover cloning tech.
Oh yeah, I want that shirt, Polly. Ooh, Lorena.
I ain't so worried about the shirt. I'm worried about what's in it, Lorena. I'm just like, I know. I'm sounding awfully thirsty lately, huh?
Yeah, that was a little.
A little thirsty there.
No, don't worry, Tom. It's the lack of sleep. That's why.
Sure, we'll blame it on that.
Yeah, and we'll just go ahead and we'll keep, tempting Tom's thirst here with our promotional.
I've been looking for a waifu.
As you should, brother. As you should. Tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific.
See, he's even telling me when.
We invite the women of their YouTube page is called Adulting in the Wild. And you talk about Latino representation done right. Here at the Latino Slant, that's what we do. Ashley and Monique, movie trivia and karaoke night.
RC's like, those young ladies can be my daughters. I get that, RC, but you know what? I'm about due for a midlife crisis. So
hey, you know what? You know what? They're in their 30s. So just
that's
saying.
not bad then. See that
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, see, that gives me a few years to have a midlife crisis.
Here we go. Here we go. Be the same.
I love this one. Okay, this is
Not that she'd want anything to do with me. I should love you, yeah.
Once all these restrictions,
I like that shirt.
And we feel like it's safe
Hell
to
yeah.
travel. Best believe we're going to Hawaii.
Yeah. Oh, and once like I actually have money in my bank account,
They're like, hey guys, right item.
yeah, I'm like super responsible.
You've always been. I might always be like,
7 p.m. tonight.
we gotta go now. You're like, yeah, remember?
Ashley, Monique, join me 7 p.m. Pacific Tuesday night as we movie trivia and karaoke the night away.
For New York, and be like, Derek, all right, you need to get me on set doing makeup. Bring her along.
Right?
You
It's
need
like-
I don't care if she's the dead prostitute number 2 on whatever cop show you're working on at the moment.
Ashley and Monique, give us
I'm
a little
so hungry.
insight on what it's like to adult in the world single.
Okay.
well,
Like,
actually, had somebody tell me in a reading.
out of that story, guys, shoot your shot in real time because it's again, who knows?
I like that
if I
shit,
have
too.
not would have liked this person.
And the peanuts one.
It's the time just to say hi. What's the worst? Like, I'm not a bitchy person. I'll still at least say hi back. If I'm not interested, I'm not gonna be a bitch about it. But I'll polite.
Diego finally got it.
Right.
Got my way.
No, I saw accidental tourist message, and I was like, "Oh God, no!"
And I remember
Oh.
like her
People are
like,
gonna stop
army
looking
walk
at the
thing, like,
eyes.
stuck like the little army man, and I'm just like,
This Tuesday night on the Latino Slant, movie trivia and karaoke with Ashley and Monique. Wow. You know,
You can
and
play
they
that
say-
again. I missed the last part.
Oh, dude.
Tom. I think you actually could jump in for a little while.
Maybe.
shot.
Yeah, I have to see what
Take your
time
shot,
it
man.
is.
7 p.m.
I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna make nobody feel uncomfortable. I'm just goofing around mostly. But yeah, between meat and all the other
Mostly.
stuff I got going on tonight, maybe I'll try.
Well, you know, and then we're making that announcement. We're moving to Wednesday nights starting Cinco de Mayo. next
Yeah, we
week.
talked about that. Yeah.
But you know, that's Latina representation right there. They deserve. You know what? If they were given awards at the Oscars, I would have tuned in.
Representing.
Yeah. Wait, can we please put that 70s rock fans comment, please?
Oh, he's here. Hey, buddy. Wait.
Just
What?
above.
Yeah. Her. My eyes are up here. Me. I've made.
If we had a comment
You know what I
competition,
usually say to
that would
that?
have won.
Sorry, go ahead, Diego. What'd you say?
I was just saying, if we had a comment competition, I think that would have won right now.
Well, that or what I usually say is, it's okay. I can still concentrate.
Oh, I just closed my YouTube page. I don't know what sticker that is.
Oh no!
I'll
I
give
don't
me
even
a
have
second.
mine up here.
But thank you for the sticker, man. The $2 sticker from VStar 333.
it's a Shiba
It's a
dog
Shiba
smiling.
Inu smiling.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Smiley.
There you go. Oh, I see it now. Wait, hold on. I got to turn myself off. Oh, thank you, VStar. Cool, man. Well, I think that's it. Just to wrap it up real quick, Johnny
Yeah.
Legs speaks out, and it's always an exciting conversation when Johnny Legs brings shit up. And if you get a chance on Netflix, his one-man show Latin History for Morons, I think is still up. I've actually went to the live Broadway version of it. It's incredible. The Netflix one is like a condensed down version, so you should check him out. I don't know if you ever got to see him perform live. We actually have his books and all that good stuff. We're big fans. So Tom, why don't you tell people let's start with Diego first. We gotta save Tom. Diego, tell people where you're at for the next.
You can find me on Twitter with a weird name that I will not spell because YouTube is going to censor us. And if not, from May 5th en adelante, you'll find me in Midnight Zit in Español as part of the panel with Pablito and Polly.
Polly's. Sir.
What?
Where are you going to be tonight? Like the next 24 hours? What are you up to?
I'm going to be doing High Council. Mead's at 5, which is in 90 minutes roughly.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Then I might try and pop into your karaoke thing in between if it's going. Then I got High Council. And then if your karaoke thing's going, I might hop in after that. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
And then, at some point in there, I might eat.
Or sleep.
Well, I did sleep for a couple hours today, so.
And the donut will help you.
Yeah, the dog woke me up. It's like, she couldn't just let me have 1 more hour of sleep. No.
All right, guys. Tonight is 7 p.m. Monique and Ashley here. Movie trivia, karaoke singing, and them talking about what it's like to be single out there in the world. Who knows? Maybe you know. I don't know what. I'm not gonna lie. Tom, your schedule exhausts me.
It exhausts me just thinking about it. I need to take a nap now.
I already told you, Tom. Cloning. That is the way.
Oh, I wish.
I want to thank all the members for coming on through for this last minute slant surprise. You guys have a good rest of your day. Wherever you may be, paz y delegas.
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. The slant. The slant. All right, Paul, let's go.